Stay tuned to learn how to make this colorful linking wall. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. Hi, I am your balloon bestie, Karen Sawyer. I am going to show you how to easily create a balloon wall. So this is what I call my classic linking wall. This is the foundation for an organic, if you would like to do an organic wall. So I'm not going to demonstrate at the beginning with the colors that I use because it'll be easier if it's two different colors, and plus I'm being transparent, I don't have the colors that I used for that wall with me because they're still in my truck. So the key is, obviously, for a linking wall, you'll need linking balloons. So these are 12 inches. You have your nozzle and then you have the tip, okay? You can inflate your balloon anywhere between 8 inches and 10 inches. For this particular wall, I did 9.5 inches. Again, you are the designer. It is your choice. Now, depending upon the height and width of your wall will determine how many balloons you will need and what size you should inflate it to. So I am going to go ahead and use my sizer box today to measure these to 9.5 inches. Why? Because I forgot that I left all of the balloons in my inflator in my other vehicle. So I'm just gonna do it this way. And some do not have an automatic inflator. So I will use the box so I can show you how to do that as well, okay? So I'm using a different machine and it's a little loud. So go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and inflate my balloons. Okay, now, round these, if you're using a sizer box, round your balloons first, okay? Then size it. So let me see if I can show you with the sizer. Here's the 9.5. It's gonna be difficult with both hands having a balloon. So here is my 9.5, and it's almost perfect. Just a little air needs to come out, and that's 9.5. Round it first. Do not size it and then round it, because it'll probably be larger than the size that you want. So round your balloon and then use the size. Okay, so that's 9.5. All right, so then you're gonna take and you're gonna tie your balloon. Okay, round the world twice and then tie, okay? Okay, so let me do 2 more so that I can show you how to connect it. Again, use your sizer box. If your machine doesn't automatically size. I know that's not big enough. Okay, round your balloon first and then size it. Okay, that one's ready. And that one's perfect. All right, so we're gonna go just like that. Okay, so for this particular design, I used 10 balloons and then I tied them all together. Woo, what was that? That scared me, I don't know what that was, y'all. So then I take these 2 right here and I tie them, okay? It's better to do it 2 duplets at a time and then tie them all together. So again, I used 10 balloons. So let me do another row of 4 just so I can show you how. If you're enjoying this tutorial, hit that like button. It does help my channel out a ton, and it is a super small free way to show your support. Thank you, and let's get back to the tutorial. Okay, so I have my 2 strings, okay? So, sorry for the glitter. That was from another project. So, there's glitter all over this table here. So, you're gonna take your 2 strings and you're gonna tie them together, okay? All right, now, on the ends. So, it would be on both ends. But I'm gonna just do one end at a time. Okay, so then you're gonna take 4 of your balloons here, and right here is where they're gonna connect, okay? Now, you can just simply take a 5-inch balloon and connect these, okay? Now, that's a quick way. Now, some people choose, and it's up to you, it's your preference. If you want to twist them first, you can. just in case that 5-inch balloon for some reason pops, you know that these will still be held together. You can go ahead and twist it and then put in your 5-inch, okay? That is a personal choice. So let me go ahead and get my 5 inches, and I'm gonna show you how easily, I'm gonna untwist this though, show you how easy this is to connect, okay? So let me inflate my 5-inch balloon. I normally inflate this anywhere between 3.5 and 4 inches, okay? So I'm gonna have to use my sizer box. Okay, and I'm going to find, I know it's 3.5 on here somewhere. There it goes. All right, so I'm gonna size this to 3.5 inches. Oh, that's out too fast. Hold on. All right. Actually, I'm gonna do this one to 4. All right, so obviously you need 2. All right, so you need 4 inches. Okay, and so then you're gonna tie it together as a duplet, right? Okay, so then this is where I tied these 2 strings together. So then I would take 4 of these balloons. Now it's best to lay this on the floor and do it. And then take your 5-inch balloon, okay? Wrap it at the top, and then go ahead. I hope you can see this. I'm going ahead and I'm just simply wrapping the duplet into where they meet, okay? So you have that on the front, and then you have that on the back, okay? And that's why I personally like this a little smaller. I like the 3.5 because this gets a little tight when you twist it. So if it's at 3.5 inches, I know there's a lot of squishiness, a lot of room yet left for it to expand. But again, it's a personal choice. And then when you get all the way to your end, you're gonna tie that again, just like you did at the beginning, okay? And then you would put a 5-inch there, and then you would put a 5-inch at the end. Now, it's up to you whether or not you're going to create your design with your, let's call it your strings. Is it gonna go long ways this way? Let's call it landscape, or are you gonna do it this way in portrait? Okay, you have to think that through before you begin putting this together, because that's going to determine how you put it together. So for an example, in this particular design, you know, we have the water and the sand at the bottom, and we have the rainbow at the top. So what I chose to do was to do it this way. So all of my red was one string here, this was red, then the next row was the next color. But if I was going to design it this way, then I would know that in this string, these right here would be red, this next row would be, I think it was orange, I don't have it in front of me, or yellow, whatever it was. So when I put together the strings, I have to keep that in mind. I hope that makes sense. I will go ahead and put the picture here and explain it a little further. If you see it and I explain it, it might make more sense, okay? So here you'll see, given that the top of my wall is all red, I have 10 complete balloons all in the same string, and it's 2 lines of those. So I hope that makes sense, okay? So then, once I do this, I'm gonna do another one, and then I simply put these 2 together. So let me do that real quick, and I'll show you how to put those 2 together, and I'll also talk about the way to transport it, okay? Okay, so I have my two sets here, okay? So when you create this, to make this a wall, obviously, these need to be connected. Again, the best way for you to do this is to do it on the floor, okay? So what I do is I take my 5" that's been inflated to either 3.5 or 4 inches, and I place it inside where these 2 nozzles have been tied, okay? And when I transport it just like this, okay? So when I transport it in pieces. So if this is a row of 10, this can be in a bag with this on top, or if you want, you can put these 2 together. If you have the mattress bag, these 2 together in one bag will work. But I don't connect it until I get on site. So this will be here waiting for me to add this. So all I do is stand up. See if it can show you a little bit better. So all you do is just like you did at the top. You go ahead and you push them together, and you take your 5" and you wrap it around one time. That's all you gotta do. One sticks in the front, one sticks in the back. And now your 2 pieces are connected. Look at all that glitter. All right, I'm gonna do that for you one more time. So again, I have this already waiting, okay? This is my connector. So this is here, just like that, okay? Again, push them together, and you have to apply a little pressure now. And you just take it, and you wrap it around. And now the 2 pieces are connected, okay? So I'll lay this on the floor so you can maybe get a better idea, but that's all you have to do. That's that simple. Now, when you get on site to have this stand up, I'm just using my simple lamp base, okay? This is the Blvd, and it takes 6 poles. It took 6 poles, 6 poles high for this particular size, and I only needed 2. If it's a little wider, you'll need at least 3 of these, okay? Again, it needed 6 pieces to give me the height that I needed. And then on site, I'll show you how I connect this to the pole. And also, again, this is designer choice, however. To make this have a polished look, you should put a duplex here as well as here, okay? Okay, so it's really that simple. And if you were going to do this as an organic piece, and that's going to be a different video, but just to give you an idea, if you're curious, this will be where the hole where you would put your duplet. So you would have a big balloon and then a smaller balloon on the back, and maybe a smaller here, and it'll be a variation. You can do an organic light or an organic heavy, and I'll put a picture in here just to give you an idea as to what I'm talking about. But this particular tutorial is only on the classic. This is what I call the foundation. This is great for budget conscious clients. It's quick to put together, and it does give you the wow factor. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what we did on site with this particular design. Okay, so here is a demonstration of me tying the duplets together to create my strings while on the floor. As I said, it's much easier to go ahead and construct this while placing the balloons on the floor. Again, to reiterate, I tie 5 sets of duplets together to give me a string of 10 linking balloons. Okay, so once you have your 2 strings, you're going to go ahead and tie your ends. So and do it on both ends. Okay, so now I'm going ahead and taking my 5" balloon that's inflated to either 3.5 or 4 inches, and I'm linking the 2 strands of balloons together, and that's going to create our foundation so that we can tie several of those together to create the wall. Once you have the duplets in place, go ahead and tie at the end and add another duplet to complete the look. So when you're going ahead and add your wall to your framing, the 3.5 inch, the 5-inch balloons that's inflated 3.5, you just simply twist it to lock it on. Okay. Looks like the right color. And then I have a certain pattern, so I skipped. I'm gonna twist this one on time. It should be in place. And then the last one at the bottom, it should be good. So we're twisting it around the pole to lock it in place. And then there's your ball. Okay. I'm going to use my double-sided tape to adhere the letters to the wall. So we're going to start in the center of the wall. So we're going to start with is, and it is right here. Oh, this tape, this is my tape.
Am I recording? Is this thing on? Hold up.
Y'all, she cracks her own self up. This is my niece. I found it in my phone afterwards. And the wall is complete. Thank you for watching.